Welcome to this module on Putting Data in Context Part 2. In this session, you will explore survey data from Afrobarometer and you will understand how it's collected, its uses, and potential limitations. Evaluating your data in practice. Let us look at this data set from Afrobarometer Kenya Survey 2019. Afrobarometer provides reliable, timely data on the views of ordinary Africans to inform development and policy decision making. Afrobarometer is a Pan-African, non-partisan survey research network that has been conducting public attitude surveys on democracy, governance, the economy, and society since 1999. On a 2 to 3 year cycle, our national partners in about 35 African countries carry out face-to-face interviews with nationally representative samples, then analyze the data and disseminate the findings. So where is it from? The data that we're going to look at is downloaded from Afrobarometer, a Pan-African research network, as stated earlier. And what is the purpose of this data? Afrobarometer provides reliable, timely data on the views of ordinary Africans to inform development and policy decision making. Afrobarometer's proudest achievement is giving citizens a voice in policy decisions that affect their lives, helping make public opinion a key pillar of African democracy. And who is the intended audience of this data? The data is collected to provide information to journalists, policymakers, advocacy organizations about citizens' opinions on various public issues. So, who collected it and why? It was collected by Afrobarometer as part of their mission as a research network to help include citizens' opinions in development and policy making. Can this data be verified from other sources? Hardly. There might be smaller, isolated pieces of research that ask citizens about similar issues, but we don't know of such at this time. Is this data original research? What was the method? The research was designed and data was collected by Afrobarometer, so it is original research. The methodology is detailed on the link. Afrobarometer measures the social, political, and economic atmosphere in more than 30 countries in Africa. And how do they do this? They conduct face-to-face interviews with a randomly selected nationally representative sample of 1,200 to 2,400 adult citizens in each country. Detailed information on the survey methodology can be found in the linked survey manual. Is this data complete? Is any data missing? There is an interviewer who asks interviewees all the questions in the survey. Sometimes they might not want to respond, so we see refused as values. It's usually a low percentage and doesn't affect data quality much. When was this data collected and published? We're working with the Kenya Survey Round 8 dataset. Surveys are repeated every few years in each country. These are the rounds. This is the latest complete dataset published. It was collected in 2019 and published in 2020. Is this data biased in some way? Afrobarometer uses a representative sample of the Kenyan population. That is, they select as respondents a small number of people who reflect the characteristics of Kenyans in terms of gender, where they live, etc., as accurately as possible. This allows them to draw conclusions about the population based on the sample. They also train their interviewers on how to avoid influencing the respondent in any way. We can say that they strive to minimize bias. Do you have the right to use it? How do you need to attribute it? Does it contain personal information? This data is public, anonymized, and free to use. What's next? We'll get hands-on with the data. Thanks for engaging in this module and see you in the next one.